An experiment is a scientific procedure in which the investigator manipulates one or more variables in order to test a hypothesis. Experimental bias occurs when a researcher unknowingly affects the results of the experiment due to their subjective influence.
Here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Here comes the, here comes the, here comes the, y'all don't really want it like that. Yes, please, won't you come and put it down on me? I'm right here, 'cause I need.
A hypothesis is an educated guess that expresses the relationship between two variables and is testable. A confounding variable is an extraneous variable whose presence affects the variables being studied so that the results you get do not reflect the actual relationship between the variables under investigation.
In this experiment, we use random sampling when selecting the football players. This method involves randomly choosing players to participate in the study in order to represent the entire population of athletes. Random assignment comes into play when we randomly divide the 22 football players into two groups. The control group, which represents the normal football players who went to practice, and an experimental group, which represents the players who did not go to practice.
Earlier today, I interviewed Mr. Ray, the assistant coach of the Panther Creek varsity swim team. I asked him about his thoughts regarding the effect of practice time on meet performance. He explained to me that his year-round swimmers, who practice about 13 times a week, do significantly better in all of his meets than his seasonal swimmers, who practice about 5 hours a week.
Earlier today, I interviewed Coach McCombs, one of the varsity track coaches at Panther Creek. He told me that their team practices approximately 10 hours per week with at least one meet per week. One thing he has noticed is that athletes who run track throughout the year perform better than athletes who only run track during the high school season.